Okay, so first up we wanted to start with like an outline so we can remember our China process. So I got the job at a school in China March 2016, and then we got our plane tickets for August 2016, and then we flew into Shanghai in August 2016, and we stayed in China for 2 years. So in 2018, June 2018, we left and we came to Oregon.
July 2018. That's a whole. There's a whole reason why.
So that's our timeline of the whole process. So from March to August, that was getting ready to go to China.
So China. Yeah?
China.
We talked about the outline, but what about the details?
So I applied through Teacher Way, and we had a few interviews. I had a few interviews, and the one that I got was a school in Wuhan, China. And so we got that. I keep saying we. Well, it's like we're together. So we got that in March 2016.
But there was a process to that, for sure.
The interview.
You applied multiple times to not just that, to that. Was it just that company that you applied with?
Teacher Way? Yeah, I only did through Teacher Way.
Oh, okay.
Because it was kind of, the other websites were kind of sketchy looking. And I didn't want, because you have to put like a lot of personal information on there. Like they want your passport information, stuff like that. And so I wasn't prepared to do that on some of these other websites because they just don't look as legit. I've come to realize that they are now, but Teacher Way just looked a lot more professional and I felt more comfortable. So I went with them, and you just make a full profile. So I did that, and then I got a bunch of matches. So I just applied for all of them because I was, I'm like, yep, it doesn't matter, sure, whatever.
Although there were some that paid more and had different.
Yeah, so you can see, like, I could click on them and see, like, what the pay was, what was included, did they include accommodations, do they include, like, travel to and from school, do they include airfare, how many times a year, stuff like that. Anyway, so I had an interview in New York at a hotel where there were a lot of different schools there, and I had one in Atlanta. There were a lot of different schools there, and then I had some phone interviews.
Was New York the one in 2016, or was that another time?
Oh yeah, I think New York was. So I tried to do it maybe in 2014, and that was when I went to New York, but I didn't get those. And I could understand I needed more time teaching, and I don't think I was ready to go. But this time in 2016, I went to Atlanta in February because it was Valentine's Day.
Oh yeah.
And I had some meetings with schools there, and I could already tell that those didn't go well because they're looking for a certain type of person, and they also they want people that have had experience abroad, and so I could tell those weren't going my way. But I had these phone interviews and Skype interviews, and I actually got the phone interview with China, and I got the Skype interview with the school in Colombia. And the phone interview was interesting. So why was the phone interview with the China school so interesting?
Oh well, we went to camp in South Carolina. You've told me, or reminded me, Devil's Fork. Yeah, and they have a beautiful lake out there, and so we took the opportunity to go canoeing, which was fun. We did it for 2 to 4 hours, I don't recall, and somehow we lost track of time, and the interview had to happen while we were in the middle of a lake, which did not have great signal. We found a spot, luckily, that had decent signal, but it was very finicky. And so what happened was we paddled to the spot. Well, mostly I paddled to the spot, and you start the interview, and it went well until the wind picked up and would blow us off course. And so while you're on the phone, I'm sitting there going, trying to get us back into position for that right spot. Luckily, they thought that it was their fault, not our fault. So
so the interview went well.
It managed to be okay.
And I got that job. I think I had one more like interview. It was just me talking to someone else that was at the school. But yeah, that was the job that I got. And I also got the job in Colombia. We decided to go to China. So we started getting together our visa documents, and that was stressful because
there were notarizations that you had to get,
hoops.
Right?
Yeah. So
marriage certificate and the degree, right?
And yeah, so those had to be certified or authenticated.
Notarized by 3 principalities: a local, state, and wasn't one in Washington D.C.?
Yeah, then it was sent up to Washington D.C. after that. And
ridiculous.
I had to do it twice because the local, or I think it was the state level, didn't do it properly. So then I had to go back and do it again.
Stapled the papers.
Yeah, so that was very intense and stressful. Just, things that you would never do. I mean, not normally, even with trying to get my visa for Nigeria, I didn't have to get anything authenticated. But I guess because this is a working visa, it was a little different.
Yeah.
So yeah, this was what I was trying to get: a working visa for me, and then Chris was getting a spousal visa. And so then we waited for all of that to come. We had to send it off to our agency, and then they dealt with everything. And then we had to deal with our lives. So we had to put in my resignation, and we had to figure out all that, and our apartment, and we had to get all packed up. What are we going to bring with us? And saving money for it, and then buying our tickets. So
that
we had to buy our tickets. Even though my ticket is covered, it's not covered up front.
What were we talking about?
Oh yeah, they didn't cover Chris's ticket, so we had to pay for both of our tickets, which were pricey, over $1,000 a piece.
It was
so around $2,000.
Expensive, and even one way, and because of issues with the visa, we had to pay it twice.
Yeah.
We decided.
But thankfully, we had going away parties.
Yeah, we did.
So we got money from those parties.
Yeah.
Everyone just threw in. We were just like, we just wanted money, so they threw in money. So
yeah, some people were wanting to give us stuff. Why were they wanting to give us stuff? And we're trying to take it to China? That's ridiculous.
Most people gave cash. It was very, very helpful. And it was very nice. So that was very helpful.
Yeah.
To our cash, like our savings, to go to China, because we did have to move our ticket date. So we bought our ticket because we wanted a good price, but our visa did not arrive on time.
We had to push it back.
And we had to pay. We lost money on that.
Yep.
So that was very stressful. I was very scared. I was like updating my email, like looking at like tracking all day, every day, just so scared. I quit my job. I don't have a job. Chris doesn't have a job. What are we gonna do?
We were in Ohio, where my family was too, because we went to multiple spots. We wanted to say goodbye to everybody, and the final destination was Ohio.
We were in South Carolina, and then we got up to Ohio, and we were with all Chris's family, and so that's where we were waiting for our visas.
We were flying out from Cincinnati to
Shanghai.
Cincinnati directly to Shanghai? I think it was.
No, we had to stop somewhere.
To Atlanta,
we were ending in Shanghai.
Cincinnati to Atlanta? I don't remember. But it was yeah.
So that was it.
We were out. It wasn't like they had to forward it to that address.
So yeah, so we had to
we're waiting for the mail to come into Ohio.
And then they had to send us the visa, which is a passport with the sticker visa in it, right? So it's not like a separate thing. And then.
So what do we learn? Never buy your tickets until you have your visa. Well, no, the real thing
is that we need them to buy it. So that's what should happen.
Well,
I think that's the real lesson. That the next one we look for, we want them to buy it. We want them to deal with it. Or if that's not the case, if we just can't find one like that, then we know we're just gonna have to wait. So we're just gonna have to wait, and we're gonna have to spend the money.
It wasn't that we bought it so so in a bad spot because we were trying to make a certain time.
We were like waiting.
There was a training time you had to meet, so we bought a ticket to say.
Was I late? I think I got there right.
You were a day late.
I got there the next day.
You were a day late.
Because my visa.
So we bought tickets so that you would be there on time for the training when it was scheduled for, because surely the visa would arrive before that was time.
But the visa,
it wasn't.
we should, now we know, like, we just need to wait. Like, we need to see what they're saying about the visa. Like, if we don't get there on time for the training, like, whatever. So that was our story of getting our visa together and preparing to go to China. We had, like, a bunch of suitcases.
Oh yeah, you should mention something about the package.